This is Viewpoints Radio. I'm Annie Krall. This week, I spoke with the first female high school football player in Texas to play, score, and win a state championship game, K-Lani Nava. She's a major soccer fan, and like myself, she was overjoyed to watch and cheer on the women's soccer team this summer as they won the World Cup. But I was curious whether football has ever affected Nava's sense of femininity, coming from Texas, where most women put on beauty pageant crowns rather than football helmets. Did football ever make you feel like maybe you weren't as much of a woman, or did it affect like your femininity at all?
No, never. I've always been positive about everything in the fact that I was able to play in a male sport. It just made me hopeful for other girls to see that you can play in a sport that's dominantly males and still be you.
You asked my follow-up question to yourself. Do you think more girls should play football?
Yes, definitely. It's a sport that anyone can play. It's just people bring you down saying, oh, you're too small and all that. But you're never too small. Because there are guys that are smaller than me that play football and do amazing.
Increasing inclusivity in sports should go hand in hand with becoming a hypothetically more inclusive country. So how will this more fluid and less binary sense of society affect children growing up in today's America? I asked developmental psychologist Dr. Christia Spears Brown and author of Parenting Beyond Pink and Blue, How to Raise Your Kids Free of Gender Stereotypes, for her expert insights on the changing landscape with sports and gender. In this modern age of, let's say, gender inclusivity, how do you think questions of what locker rooms should kids use or what equipment should be worn, how is that going to play into the future? Or even how is that playing into questions now? Obviously, you study gender nonconformity and how that affects children. Is that something that we have to start dealing with pretty much now?
It is. I think you're seeing this come up quite a bit as there's more recognition that not everyone fits in a gender binary, right? There's lots of kids that have always not fit into a gender binary, and there's greater recognition right now of those kids. There's greater recognition of adolescents that are trans, that are maybe sex identified at birth as one gender, but are gender identified as something else. And what team are they going to play on? These are kind of the issues that I hear kind of circulating quite a bit. You see it as, girls that are wanting to play on boys' teams because the boys' team is perhaps more well-funded. And for example, football teams where they don't have a girl option of that. And so we're going to have conversations about locker rooms and about what qualifies you to play on one team versus another team.
Sports that have been around for centuries will evolve, and with this comes some difficult questions. Check out the full story wherever you listen to podcasts and on viewpointsradio.org. Also follow Viewpoints Radio on Twitter and Instagram for more behind the scenes.